Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the player rating show after Liverpool beat Leeds United by 3-0 at a tough Ellen Road ground that was very, very loud until Liverpool scored that first goal, of course. Goals from Mo Salah, Fabinho and eventually Sadio Mane does get on the score sheet to separate the sides, but it's a game that will be largely overshadowed for the injury to Harvey Elliot. So fingers crossed, you never walk alone, Harvey. Hope you're okay, mate. Hope you're not out for too long. Yeah, it looked bad, didn't it? And we'll learn more over the coming hours and stuff. But we'll talk about that in the instant match reaction, of course. I'm here to do the player ratings first and foremost. Then we'll do the man of the match vote at the end of the player ratings themselves. So I'm going to start with Alisson Becker in goal. Now, I thought it was a really, really good performance from Alisson again. I mean, he looks to me like a fella who's playing at a better level than he was last season, as a lot of these lads do, to be perfectly honest with you. And Alisson, for me, probably there or thereabouts an 8 out of 10, something like that. Let me know yours in the comments section and let me know what you thought of the players' performances as we go through this. As I'm talking about players, and I'll read some of the comments out and stuff like that. But for me, Alisson solid, really good save early on, that sort of double-fisted sort of save as well from Rodrigo, was it? Brilliant save and kept us in the game at that early stage and just oozed confidence. Good save from Patrick Bamford's long-range effort as well with the lob. Some really good stuff from Alisson Becker. Moving on then, Andy Robertson playing left-back. Looked good to me. Looked like he tied a little bit maybe towards the end. I was probably expecting Chimikas maybe to come in, spell him, but with probably a week off, Kostas maybe coming in against AC Milan midweek in the Champions League. Robertson probably has 7 days off, so pushed him till the end. But he was good. He was bobbing up and down that wing. He got in loads of times behind the Leeds defence as well. Defensively sound, solid as he always is. 4 key passes on the day for Andy Robertson as well, which is obviously really good. I had him about an 8 out of 10, something like that. So yeah, I think that's sound for me. Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip, I mean, the two of them are playing at such a high level at the moment, aren't they? There's a few lads that I could give 10s out to today. Virgil's probably not one of them. I'm probably going an 8 or a 9 out of 10 there maybe for Virgil van Dijk. I mean, he won everything in the air again. You know, the two of them passed it around and made sure that Leeds couldn't get back into the game later on when they were down to 10 men and stuff. Calm under pressure, always looking to try and spring Liverpool onto a quick counter-attack as well. I'm happy with that. Matip, I'm certain that he deserved at least a 9 out of 10. Thought his performance was once again really good, and he broke the game open, didn't he? You know, that mazy sort of galloping run forward. Looked like he was going to play a little 1-2 with Mo Salah. Then Salah maybe gets into a position where Matip's not sure whether he's going to be offside or not. So he plays that ball into Trent Alexander-Arnold, who duly crosses into the corridor of uncertainty for Salah to finish, which is fantastic. All made by Joel Matip. Definitely a 9 out of 10 for me. Trent Alexander-Arnold, a 9 out of 10 as well for me. I think, you know, he gets an assist on the day, 5 key passes on the day as well from Trent. Up and down that thing all the time. Some really good corners as well. We obviously end up scoring for our second goal from a corner. Whipped in high from Trent, down headed from Virgil van Dijk, and then eventually makes its way through to Fabinho. But again, up and down, and him and Harvey and Mo were just brilliant on that right-hand side, and they really struggled, Leeds, to get a sort of a fixture on where our lads were going to pop up. Sometimes Harvey was out wide and Salah was inside. Sometimes Salah was inside and Trent Alexander-Arnold was on the outside. Sometimes Salah was even covering for Trent Alexander-Arnold as he gets forwards, but it was a really brilliant performance from him as well. And then obviously you've got Fabinho. I mean, for me, listen, he gets a goal, brilliant, nice little finish and stuff after a really great sort of second touch, I think it was, from Fabinho as that ball's bouncing around in the penalty area. But Fabinho for me, and I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10, and that probably will be a lot of people going, 10 out of 10 for Fabinho, really? It was the way in which he managed the game for me, and I think, you know, Leeds really struggled to get past him. I thought we saw him at his absolute best today. I mean, there was times when he was just intercepting the ball, his positioning was superb. I don't think he could have done anything really much better than he did. You know, there was another one where he's racing back between the centre halves and heading the ball clear, which actually maybe he should have left to Alisson. But, you know, he's tracking back. I just thought it was a wonderful performance, capped by a nice goal for Fabinho as well. But I really liked his performance, Fabinho. Over into the centre midfielders then, obviously you've got Thiago and Elliot. Let's start with Elliot first of all. Another start, third Premier League start this season for Harvey Elliot, and one that probably surprised me a little bit going into the game. Obviously, he'd had that knock beforehand and all that type of stuff. 63 minutes, he's on the pitch and he's really good. Gets a couple of shots off from the edge of the area, one with his right foot, one with his left foot. There's probably more things that he was doing, but it's that interplay with Salah that was looking so promising for the rest of the season, wasn't it? He's looking like he's grown into this team, feels like he was a part of this team, and right now at the moment it all looks like it's been cut short, and it looked like a terrible ankle injury to me. It was not nice to watch back actually after the game. I watched it back. Obviously Sky didn't show any stuff. I think it was an 8 out of 10 performance from Harvey. But yeah, only one key pass from him. Good performance though. Thiago again, I think, you know, for me, him and Fabinho ran the midfield. And Thiago in space, brilliant. In tight spaces, even better. He seems to always create that little sort of half a yard for himself. Brilliant take from a Jordan Henderson, delivering, plays the ball back for Sadio Mane to get the third goal for Liverpool. Thought he was all over the place. I'm going 9 or 10 out of 10. I'll probably go with a 9 out of 10 for Thiago. World-class performance from him today. Slowing the game down when he needs to, quickening the game up when he needs to. He was thereabouts all game, and everything Liverpool did, you know, these two were sort of central to that. And I said before the game to Ross, I thought whoever dealt with the midfield better is going to go on and win this game, and I think the three of them, Fabinho, Thiago and Elliot, dealt with the midfield, owned that midfield and always had Leeds on the back foot. So yeah, absolutely sound. Thiago has been absolutely brilliant, says YMK. Yeah, completely agree, I think he was. And then moving on then, we'll go to Salah first. Obviously gets that first goal. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I thought, you know, 4 key passes on the day and a goal as well. Brilliant. He gave Junior just a hellacious afternoon there, didn't he? He was just driving at him all the time, never gave him a moment's peace. I mean, it just felt like Junior was just trying to drag him back any way he could. Shirt collars, hair, shoulders, arms, he'd just be grabbing everything, and Mo just took it all in his stride and continued to be good and set players up, big chances created and all that type of stuff. It was just a wonderful performance, and I'm so glad that it was capped by his 100th Premier League goal. He joins the 100 club. He's the 5th fastest player to do that in 162 games in the Premier League, which is absolutely outstanding when you think about it. I'm going to go to Sadio Mane next, and I'm really struggling to how to give Mane a rating, to be honest, because he was so integral to what Liverpool were doing and how Jota was playing to create space for Mane to run into, and he was so dangerous and lively and yet so wasteful in front of goal. There was a stat that came up at some point during the game where Mane had 10 shots and Leeds had 9, and you know there's 2 or 3 really good opportunities. The one that he skies over the bar maybe came off the keeper, slightly behind him from Trent's cross. Was it Trent or was it Jota? I forget now, apologies. But yeah, it was, and he gets a goal, and it was probably one of the hardest ones. There's another one where he gets through and he does that little cut back and hits it left-footed, and goalkeeper saves it well with his foot. I mean, I'm toying between a 6 and a 7. I'm going to go 7 because he scores a goal. But like, some of the finishing was terrible, but this all-round game was good, and I really struggled to basically sort of come up with any type of a mark for Sadio Mane. But I'm gonna settle on 7. Let me know your thoughts on Mane in the comment section. We'll go through some of them. Mane an 8 is Abdullah Mohammed. Yeah, Mane was a 6, says the boy Fernando. Mane's an 8, says Spacebar. So there you go. Yeah, we're there or thereabouts. And Diogo Jota up front. I mean, let's look at some of his stats and stuff first of all. I mean, he creates 2 big chances, and he has 6 key passes, which is higher than any other Liverpool player on the day. I think he only had that sort of one shot where he sort of chins it down and then ends up volleying it into good save by the goalkeeper. Was probably a little bit closer to him. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 because I thought his movement was class. I think, you know, he played it a little bit more Bobby Firmino today, didn't he? I said dropping in and letting these lads go at the Leeds back line and stuff like that. And it's sort of a bit more of a mature understanding of the role today maybe that he played. He knew that he wasn't going to be the tip of the spear per se, but he enabled the rest of the front three, Mane and Salah, to go on and really sort of deal the devastating blows, which is proved, of course, by Mane and Salah both getting goals on the day. But I thought it was a really great performance from Jota, and one that we've not really seen from him in that number 9 role. Played it a little bit more Bobby-like, as I mentioned before. So yeah, I think that was really cool. Jordan Henderson, for me, come on, and he does well. Obviously goes into the midfield. It's a tough time to come into the game. 63 minutes. You had a big break, of course, because of Harvey's injury, and it's tough. But he comes in and he uses that experience, that knowledge and know-how that he's got, and he starts to control the game. And I think Liverpool look better. Of course, Leeds went down to the 10 men at that point, but Liverpool look better. That ball around the corner for players to run onto, scintillating stuff. Balls cross field for Robbo and the likes of Mane to run onto. Thiago at times, that long ball across before Mane's goal. It was just, his sort of 30 minutes was filled with really good moments, and so I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 for that one. And then obviously we've got Ox. I've seen some people in the comments saying they didn't like the fact that he wasn't pressing very much. He had that one mazy sort of run. I'd probably give Ox a 6 out of 10, to be honest with you. I don't think he was fantastic. But yeah, it was just an average performance. And Naby Keita, I'm probably not going to give a mark to. So we're going to open up the poll, of course, for the man of the match now. So it says obviously underneath me right now, to vote, you type in !vote, then put a space in, and then put the number of the player. It's not the number that's on the back of the shirt, it's the number that's next to them. So for example, Alisson is literally the number 1, and then obviously as you go down, you've probably got Mo Salah, something like Diogo Jota is number 11, is that right? Jota number 11 there. So obviously the number that's next to the name, and that's how you do it. So if we can all vote now, that'd be fantastic. And then yeah, we're gonna see who comes out with the man of the match. Give that a little bit of a minute there. So there we go. It's been up for the whole video. Brilliant. So it's been going. So who has been given the man of the match then? Let's find out right now. Si, when are we calling it? Right now? All right, the votes are coming in. Harvey Elliot has been given the man of the match. Brilliant. And I'm going to do man of the match, and you'll never walk alone, Harvey, because I think he deserves it today. I like that. I like it. I love it when you guys do something that I wasn't expecting. And today, Harvey Elliot is the man of the match. He's the man that's been talked about most throughout the last sort of hour since that injury happened and whatever. It was a good performance. It looks like it's an ankle injury. It looks like it's a bad one. So he could be out sort of a few months, probably at the bare minimum. We don't know yet. We're obviously waiting to find out more. But the squad did well with a professional performance. I'm really happy that you guys give Harvey Elliot man of the match. Thank you so much for that. You'll never walk alone, Harvey Elliot. You'll be missed, of course, but I'm sure with work, with hard work and perseverance, you'll get back into this side, and you're surrounded by a great group of lads to help you through this, and you can lean on them during this time. So thank you very much for watching the player ratings. I'll be back with the instant match reaction with Ross very, very shortly, so stick around and make sure you watch us on the instant match reaction. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Ta-ra.